no family, boring locations, dark room, perfect.
Mark is the narrator of the story. He's a filmmaker. He's tried to make a lot of different genres of film, and at the start of the show, he's decided to try to make a documentary for the first time because he's sick and tired of his really bad scripts. Rent follows a year in the life of this group of bohemian artists living in the East Village of Manhattan at the height of the AIDS epidemic. Mark is one of the few characters that doesn't have AIDS, but he lives with his roommate Roger, who is HIV positive, and he sort of acts as Roger's real-world equivalent, so that Roger can be sad in the apartment, and Mark will go out and do all the things outside in the real world. I love that Rent is such an important show. It sends such an important message. It preaches love and acceptance, and it doesn't ask you to fit any sort of mold. And it also doesn't demonize people that do want to fit in a mold or think differently. The character of Benny, in some ways, is the antagonist, quote unquote, but there's no characters in the show that view him as a villain. You're entitled to your own opinions. And even if they're different from mine, that's totally okay, because that's your opinion, and that's great as long as it's not hurting anyone else. No one cares. You can have your opinion, and I can have my opinion, and that's great. And I think that, especially today, that message is so important to remember. I tend to love the emotional parts just because, I'm an actor and I like emotion. But yeah, I mean, without getting into spoiler territory, the whole second half of the second act is rough emotionally, and characters have been split up, and tensions are high, and death is in the air, and that provides a really great setting for some important emotional dialogue. 525,000. The songs are all incredible, which is why the show has lasted for 20 years. I mean, Seasons of Love is iconic, arguably one of the most iconic songs of musical theater ever, and so that's always a thrill to do every night, especially because that's one of the few songs where we're looking at the audience the entire time, and that was really important for the entire process. We wanted to make sure that Seasons of Love felt like a gift we were giving the audience, because we know that this next part of the show is going to be hard, and so before we get into that, we want to give you this gift of this incredible song. And seeing audience members light up when they realize what song is happening, it never gets old. And I've done this over 400 times. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Yesterday doesn't matter. All that matters is today. And today, you're alive, you're breathing, you have skin, you have bones. That's all that matters. That's enough to celebrate. And I really hope that that's what people leave thinking about.